So, without waiting anymore, let me bring Osama on. Hello and good evening, actually. Good morning to you, Osama. How are you?
I'm doing fantabulous. Thank you so much for having me on. And yeah, excuse my light. Actually, the other light it just bursted. Actually, the other one, so I had to replace it with the new one.
Anything is possible when actually it all happens just before or during the live, right? I know for
Yeah.
myself, my dog has all kinds of issues just when I go live, and he's barking in the background, and the kids, and it's all part of our live production. It's a reality show.
True, true. So true. Yep.
So how about I give you the platform to go a little bit in depth about the intro that I gave for you. I know you are universal, and bits and pieces that you have accumulated from all over the world. Share about you with us.
Alrighty, and yes, and by the way, shout out to Tim Son, Jenny Gold. I can see all the wonderful people in here. Appreciate y'all. Thank you guys so much for popping in.
Absolutely.
Well, I just a lot of times I describe myself as a lifelong learner. I mean, learning from everyone, anyone, trying to grow and to endure myself in every possible directions. Because the more we grow, the more we learn. The math.
Yes, and for everyone who's watching and who's going to watch later, who's watching on YouTube, because I'm having issues with the Facebook, and Facebook has put me in Facebook jail for who knows what. Who can figure out why? So I cannot stream. I haven't been able to. They took me out. They put me back in. They just think someone is getting into, which did happen. So I have to. I mean, it did, but now they need to just get over it.
Yeah,
But for
yeah.
anyone who's watching, Osama is joining us from Cyprus. So he is one of those fortunate people who probably has beautiful weather around him right now. Plus, I think he probably has some beautiful Mediterranean water around him too. So I'm absolutely envious.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Osama, you're working on your PhD. Would you like to share with us, your passion for education, what your PhD is about?
Wonderful. Sure, I'll be more than happy to. So, the thing is, because actually being experiencing it actually in the entrepreneurial journey, for itself. I mean, entrepreneurship and all of that, and personal brand that has actually been bombarded left, right, and center. And I was like, how about now if I get to implement that in the educational sector? So this is where I mean, Tim Son's asking what time is it? It's 4:12 a.m. So yeah, this is what it is. So now that's why I decided, hopefully in the thesis wise, why this is basically after 4 years. Yeah, 4 years until when I finish. So this is the more I plan to focus more towards into entrepreneurship and personal branding. So now, but more basically to dive so deeply into where it's the thesis works, because I was able to see it from the professional sense and being able to see it actually in the real world and business sense and whatnot. So now I thought it's like, how about now if I get to experience it from the academic realm, and to basically to combine those two worlds together, because to me actually that's why a lot of times I go with both those two fields. Definitely I tie it together no matter what.
Each other and lift each other, and yet we are all so different because we feel that, hey, by lifting each other,
Yeah.
it lifts you. You're going to get exactly what you put out there in the universe is what comes back to you.
185%, because I gotta double down on that. And of course, we've got Reggie Waterman, the legend himself, in the building. How's it going, my man? Hey, poppin' Ed. Thank you so much for hopping in, my man.
Hey Ravi,
And
thank you for being here.
Reggie, this is also speaking of unity, right? Highlighted of unity. There is a saying in Arabic that says متحدين نقف متفرقين نسقط, which simply means that when we unite, we rise, and that's how it'll be wise to internalize.
Yes.
But here's the thing, when we disperse, that's when we drop. This is the reason, and this is what I'm pretty sure, even at the same time, comes from it's one of the verses in the Quran. Basically, it says, لا تنازعوا فتفشلوا. Do not actually be fighting and argue with each other so that you will drop, you'll fail. Definitely, it will lead just towards failure. How about we come towards the common ground, the common rule, the common norm, right? That's why also there is one of the scholars says something so powerful actually in the wordings of when it comes to listening. He said, "Isma' litumatta' wa matta' lituraffa'," which simply means listen to entertain, to understand, to comfort, and comfort to elevate. Because actually, with truest listening leads to intention, leads to ingenuity, meaning of the fact it's like not only am I listening with you, not only am I listening to you, but at the same time I'm
so how about some parting words, and what would you like to share with the audience? What advice would you like to give them? It's all yours.
Sure. I mean, thank you so much. I mean, it was indeed an honor, pleasure, Saima. I mean, shout out and big ups to you and all of the great stuff that you got up to. I mean, approaching the heart and really, penetrating the heart, which will actually activate the mind towards the right direction. So, all I can say, be you, love you, appreciate you, and try to be you by all means and at all times, because that you will basically be taking you towards different directions, so that we can actually make others, instead of nobody, feel like somebody. And that's what it's all about. I am available on LinkedIn 24/7, like a supermarket.
Anyone is welcome to join my email list by emailing vip@saimadhillon.com. And of course, if you feel the podcast can bring a smile to someone's face, we would love for you to share it on social media, and I would be so grateful.